Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. If you are new to this channel and are unfamiliar with who Sakeina is, she is my spirit guide. These readings are for the collective, and they are timeless. You will come upon these readings when you're meant to. So let's see what Sakeina's message is today. Sakeina always begins this reading with two cards. The first one is at my request. It is the card where I am asking her to let me know that it is her that I am speaking with. So for this, she's given us the Four of Cups. And this is her way of saying she's waiting. And then the second one is a portion of the subject matter. She also uses this first cup or this first card as a part of what this reading will be about. So in this case, she gave us the Seven of Cups. So what I'm getting from this is she is saying that we are going to talk about strengthening our intuition. Cups is emotion, but it's also intuition. So here we are resting, really allowing ourselves to basically ignore anything new that's coming in and to allow our imaginations to envision whatever is necessary. So Sakeina is saying this is about strengthening intuition. So let's see what other cards we have here. She's given us the Page of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Six of Cups, Three of Wands, the Emperor, the World, Two of Wands, oops, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so starting with the Page of Cups here. Sakeina is saying when we first begin learning about intuition, we explore to see what kind of tools that we might prefer to use to strengthen it, to enhance it. And our enthusiasm, she says, for the start of this process is really impressive. It doesn't matter how turbulent things are or how crazy our life is. When we set our mind to learning this, nothing is going to pull us away. And then with the Eight of Cups, she says, and this is not for everybody, but for some, as we start to try these different tools that we were so enamored with, when they don't work right away, we may walk away prematurely. Or we might see something that looks like a copy of something else that we've seen. So right away we're like, oh, nope, been there, done that, doesn't work, need to move on. So a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to master our intuition because we don't have instant gratification. We can't learn it with the very first tool we use or the very first video we watch. We're not getting the satisfaction that we're looking for, so we walk away. And for some, the learning is just far too slow. And we feel like we really don't have time to sit still and basically let time pass us by as we're learning what we're supposed to be learning to be able to utilize our intuition as we would like to. We always have to be on the move. And as she's showing here, the rest or the getting out of life for a little while is quite important. And then, we may feel as though there's not enough resources to help us learn the way that we want to learn. Or those resources are too complicated, or we feel like they're too complicated, or maybe we feel like they're too easy. And it could be too that there's so many to choose from that we just don't have any idea which one we should choose to help us enhance our intuition. So with the Six of Cups, Sakeina is saying what we seem to have forgotten is that intuition is actually a part of us. It's there all the time in the back of our minds or our third eye or in our gut. We just have to relax and allow it to come back to the forefront of our minds so it can come out our mouth. You can have all the intuition that you can stand, but if you're trying to use it towards something and you never open your mouth, it will never surface, so to speak. You might hear it in your mind, and if that's what you're striving for, then of course that will work for you. But again, it's in us. It's not necessarily, that you need all of these tools that you're looking for. Inside is where you need to look. And to allow yourself to go out of sync with the world, so to speak, and let your imagination flow, because a lot of intuition begins with imagination. So with the Three of Wands, Sakeina's saying it starts with wanting to work with our intuition and with wanting it to grow and believing that that ship has not sailed already. We still can access our intuition quite easily. And with the Emperor, this is obviously not a person who gives up or gave up. If he had, he would have never made Emperor status. On his way up to Emperor status, And still, obviously, he uses whatever it takes to rule or to master or to win. And he has the knowledge. He's learned along the way what he needs to gain what he wants. So this knowledge and experience, he doesn't have to necessarily tout it to everybody. I mean, his presence on the throne is right there. He is basically a silent presence now. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to meditate. Some people have a very hard time meditating. Sometimes it's just silent intention, or just being silent, sitting silent, relaxing, sitting silent. And with the World card, Sakeina is saying now she wants you to imagine, after you've already said, hey, this is still possible. I want my intuition to grow. And I know I still have it. And I can sit silently. I don't have to meditate, but I can be quiet. I can sit quietly. And so Sakeina is saying with the World card, she wants us to imagine what we can see. And in this case, perhaps, use your intuition. Look inside the womb, so to speak. And if you have a friend that is pregnant, try to use your intuition to determine whether the baby is going to be a boy or a girl. I mean, eventually you're going to find out if you're correct. And they may already know through a sonogram. But that is one way to test your intuition or to get started with your intuition. But if you don't have a friend who is pregnant, pick something and put your mind's eye to it. Open up your intuition. There is no end to what can come into your mind. Just let it come. Your imagination is boundless, which means so is your intuition. This is a practice. And then with the Two of Wands, Sakeina is saying you can attempt using other tools as well for more information. This happens to be my dowsing card, Dowsing with Sakeina. But if you choose not to use a tool, what she's saying is practice seeing something. Just choose something that you can put your mind's eye to and practice seeing something. Whatever it is that comes to mind, let your intuition tell you what to practice on. And see how far into the future maybe that you can see. Maybe you would like to ask what's going to happen tomorrow and give that a test. See what you get. What comes to mind right away in that silence. And with the Seven of Swords, Sakeina is saying when you begin to trust what you're seeing, then more and more things will come clear. And when you practice more and more, things come to the foreground much faster. Intuition begins to flow, and you no longer feel as though you've just got a crack to see through. It'll open up a door that, unless you willfully close it, it's going to remain open for you when you need it. But for most of us who have not practiced with our intuition or attempted to strengthen our intuition, this is how we see things. Sometimes we might get just the barest glimpse through the crack in the door as to something our intuition is trying to tell us. But if you follow these steps as Sakeina has outlined here, that door is going to open, the door in the mind. Our intuition from our heart is going to open up much, much wider. And our intuition will be strengthened. So that is what Sakeina has to say for today. We hope you've enjoyed the reading, and until next time, take care.